Hi guys, you are watching Java and Python Geek. My name is Roshan Nandurkar, and here I am going to discuss how to create user-defined exception or customized exception. How to create user-defined exception or customized exception. So for that, I have already opened NetBeans. So here I will create a new project and Java application. I will say demo application. Okay, so the project name is demo application. So now it will create a demo application here. So the condition is that we have to create user defined exception. So for that we will write a bank related exception here. The condition is that, let's say we have one bank, okay, and the bank condition is that suppose any customer have particular amount balance there. So the condition of that bank is that that customer must need to maintain minimum 500 rupees into their account. Minimum, he or she must need to maintain minimum 500 rupees. So let's say that customer have 2000 rupees into their account. So suppose he want to withdraw 1800 rupees. So there will be one bank exception there, that is transaction failed exception. Okay, so the message will display that transaction failed. You need to maintain minimum 500 rupees, because if we try to withdraw 2000 minus 1800, so the balance will be 200 rupees. So the transaction will be failed. But the same customer, suppose want to withdraw from his or her account like 1500 rupees. So the transaction will be success. Okay, so got it guys? So we have to design a user defined exception. So for that we will write one customer class, then second class we will write a client class. Okay, so client class will be the main class. This will be the main class guys. Okay, this will be the main class. Okay, so from client class we will create customer class object, and then customer class will have one withdraw method, and that withdraw method will try to withdraw money from customer account balance. So if he is going to maintain minimum 500 rupees, so transaction will be success, otherwise transaction will be failed. And we will write one bank exception class. Here we will write three classes. So customer class, bank exception class, and the client class. So first of all, we will write a bank exception class. So I will say bank exception. Here. Okay. So now here we write a bank exception. So the class name is bank exception. Being the class name is exception, bank exception, it means that this class is not an exception class. This class is not an exception class. To become a exception class, this class must need to extend exception. Until and unless any class doesn't extend exception class, till then that class not become exception class. Okay, so to become an exception class, that class or any class must need to extend exception class. That class must need to have the power of exception class. So the superclass of that class, exception class. Okay, so then bank exception class will have a one constructor here. We'll have a one constructor here. We'll have a one constructor here. Okay, and then in this constructor, we will receive some parameter. Okay, so the customer name, and we can receive integer balance here. Okay, and we can say private string name, and then we can say private integer balance here. Okay, and whichever value we will receive in name, we will pass it into this dot name. We can say this dot balance is equals to balance. This dot balance is equals to balance. Okay, and whenever we print exception class object, so there will be one method. Okay, there will be one method within exception class. Whenever we print a exception class object, so this get message method, okay, would get execute. Okay, so we will write our own code here. We can say Mr. We can say Mr. or we can say name. Okay, the customer name here we will write. Then we will say your transaction failed. Your transaction failed. Okay, your transaction failed. We will write full stop here. You must need to maintain minimum rupees 500 rupees. Okay, your account balance rupees, we can write a balance here. We can concatenate balance variable here. Okay, so now whenever we will print the bank exception object, so then we will get this message here. Okay, so we have bank exception class. We have already bank exception class here. Then we will write one customer class here. Okay, so customer class, we will write customer class. So then this customer class will have private string name. For customer name, we will write one name data member here. Okay, in the form of string, we will write private integer balance. Okay, and we can have account number, private integer account number here. Okay, so we have three data members here. For that, we will write one constructor here. Okay, so for that, I will right click, then insert code, and we will write a constructor. We will write three parameter constructor here. Okay, guys. So we will write three parameters constructor. Then in this class, we will write one method here. Okay, so public, we can say void, and the withdraw method. Okay, withdraw method will receive one parameter in the form of amount. Okay, so whichever amount we want to withdraw from this balance, so we will receive within amount. Okay, so we will say if balance minus, condition is that after withdraw, that customer must need to maintain minimum 500 rupees. So hence we are checking condition here, whichever balance, okay, after deducting amount, okay, if it is a less than 500, so we will create one bank exception object here. we will create one bank exception, and the bank exception class, in the bank exception class, we will pass name and balance. Okay, this name, whichever name we are receiving and whichever balance we are receiving here, so that name and balance we will pass here. Okay, and then if this condition is satisfied, so then it will create this exception class object, and then that exception class object we will throw from here. Okay, conditionally we are throwing this object. So if we are writing throw keyword at here, so at a method level we have to write a throws keyword. Okay, so we can write a bank exception here, bank exception here. Okay, and if condition not satisfied here, so then we can say okay, as out, okay, name, okay, customer name, your transaction success, okay, or transaction successful. We can write something message here. We can say transaction successful, okay, and we can say balance is equals to balance minus amount. Balance is equals to balance minus amount, and we can say here S out, okay, remaining balance, okay, colon, we can say val variable here. Okay, so now if condition satisfied, so we will get one exception class object here. We are going to create exception class object, and whichever object we are creating here, so that object we are throwing from here. So it means to say withdraw method can generate an exception, okay. So if this condition is satisfied, so if this condition is not satisfied, so then the transaction will be successful. Okay, now to call this withdraw method, we will write one client class here. Okay, so we will write one client class. Okay, client class here. Okay, and then in a client class, we will write PSVM here, public static void main here. Okay, and then we will write one scanner class object to receive runtime input. So we will write scanner class. Okay, then scanner class, we will say system.in here. Okay, now we will say scanner as, okay, scanner as. Here we will pass one message here. Okay, enter, what we will say, enter customer name. Okay, customer name. Okay, then we will say balance and account number here. Okay, so we will receive these values. Okay, the first value we will receive customer name. Okay, n. Okay, or name, we can say s dot next. Okay, so it will receive string from console. So now integer, we can say balance, okay, or b is equals to, we can say s dot next int. Okay, so it will receive runtime integer input. Okay, in b means balance here. Okay, so integer, then we can say account number, a means account number here, and we will say as a dot next int. Okay, and now once again we will pass one more message here, enter, what we will say, withdraw amount. Okay, here we will say account. Okay, so now enter, what we will say, withdraw amount. Okay, so now we are asking to enter withdraw amount. Okay, now we will say integer amount is equals to s dot next int. Okay, so before that we will create customer class object here. We will say customer. Okay, customer, we are passing name. Okay, name. Okay, and means name, then n value will receive in name variable, then b value will receive in balance variable, and acc value we are receiving account number variable. Okay, so now then we will say customer c. Okay, customer c or cust. Okay, and now we said enter withdraw amount. Then after, by using this customer class object, we will call customer.withdraw method, customer.withdraw, and then withdraw method we will pass, okay, withdraw amount. Okay, so now you can see here we may get one bank exception here. So hence we need to write this statement within try and catch. We will write a try and catch, and which exception we may get here? So bank exception, we will say ex, s out, and ex, s out and ex. Okay, customer dot withdraw, Okay, now we will run this, run file. Okay, so now it is asking us to enter customer name, balance, and account number. So now here we will enter customer name, for example, Vijay. Okay, and then that Vijay have 2000 rupees balance into their account, and account number, for example, 123456. Okay, and now we will say enter. So now it is asking us to enter withdraw amount. So suppose Vijay want to withdraw, for example, 1800 rupees, okay, from his account. So now, okay, you can see demo application. Okay, so because we have this bank exception class in demo application package, so hence we are getting that class name with full qualified path, demo application dot bank exception. Vijay, your transaction failed. You must need to maintain minimum rupees 500 rupees, your account balance rupees 2000 rupees. Okay, because Vijay have 2000 rupees into his account and he want to withdraw 1800 rupees, so the balance will be 200 rupees, so hence the transaction will be failed. We are getting this exception. Okay, once again we will run this. Okay, so now this time we will say customer name Vijay, and then Vijay have 2000 rupees balance, account number 123456, and this Vijay want to withdraw 1000 rupees. Okay, now you can see transaction successful, remaining balance 1000. Okay, so now in this way we can create user defined exception or customized exception. Okay, so got it, guys? So here we will stop. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, thank you.